Good morning. I knew I was on mute. Don't tell me I was on mute. What was I going to say? Yeah, sorry I'm a little bit late. I was in the gym and then my laptop decided it needed a restart before I could actually go live. So we needed to do that. Got my swim club top on. Bristol Henleys, is that? I don't know if you see that. Go on. Anyway, yeah, interesting week for me. Not having triple captained Haaland. It was interesting yesterday. I'll show you my team. How did we all get on yesterday? I'll change the little ticker as well. 2 seconds. Let me know. Got on. Made an early move. I've also made an early move, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you about my early move in a second. There we go, just update that. So, yeah, we are, 466k overall, dropped 200,000 places. It's quite a painful one for me, really, seeing Haaland do that. Considering against Leeds, he blanked for me as triple captain. 32 points as my captain, so I'm guessing, that's a 16-point swing, considering I got 2 points off, 14 points I've lost by triple captaining Haaland against Leeds. What can you do, eh? Rest of my team, I mean, double Arsenal clean sheet, we'll take that. I'm also debating what to do with my Arsenal players, because I've currently got Saka sitting in my team. Declan Rice, I think, is matching Saka's points for quite a lot less money. And I also bought in Cherky for a bit of a one-week punt. And he got 4 points in the end by the looks of it. And the thing is, for me with Cherky, is I'm just not sure how long I want to put up with him in my team for. I actually think that there's a risk that he might not start against Forest. Got hooked, I think, on 67 minutes. I'm only joking. So we probably need to do something with that. So I was also thinking of maybe doing Saka to Rice and then maybe Cherky to Cunha. And then I think my team is pretty good. So yeah, that was the moves that I was debating. I've made an early transfer. I'll just show you what I've done. You might be able to guess what my early transfer is. But I've made an early move. What's going on here? We brought Ekitike, ladies and gentlemen. His price was no doubt going to go up. It went up last night. So I brought Ekitike before I got priced out. He went up last night, so I've got him in one move. Thiago to Ekitike was my move. I'm then just debating, and I can take my time over this one, whether to do Saka down to Declan Rice and Cherky to Cunha. We'll see how Man United get on today and how effective Cunha looks. Obviously, he scored in Gameweek 16, so we'll see what he can produce this week. Overall, though, I don't think there's any drastic changes I need to make to this team. The one thought I do have is if we look at Everton a second. Where's the fixtures? Here they are. I look at these Everton fixtures coming up. Burnley, Forest, Brentford, Wolves, Villa, Leeds. Everton got some good fixtures. And the other move I could potentially make is David Raya to Pickford. This would have to wait a couple of weeks, probably until Gabriel is back. David Raya to Pickford, and then one of my defenders to Gabriel. So then I have Pickford, who I think, at least over the next stretch of games, may be better than Raya. And then I can also have Gabriel in my team alongside Timber. I think that's probably a good way of playing the game. I wouldn't, based on what Matteo said there, Everton missing some good players, I agree. I don't think I'd pick an outfield Everton player, but I think Pickford is he's always a decent FPL goalkeeper, I think. So yeah. Saka and Thiago to Rice and Ekitike. Yeah, I think I might be doing the same moves. Because I'm going to do Cunha in, I'm just going to wait until the games happen today, and then I'll make the moves, I think. Michael Keane is a good shout for maybe a couple of games, and then Branthwaite, I think, is easing himself back into training. And when Branthwaite is back, Michael Keane is nowhere near that Everton starting 11, I don't think. No, George, you're not crazy to do that. I don't think Bowen and Lafille are my personal picks, but it's up to you, mate. Your team. Saka to Bruno Fernandes, I really like. Thoughts on Raya to Pickford? That's exactly, mate, Barca fan, those are the exact moves that I've thought about doing. I'm just going to go and grab a tissue a sec. The sneezing is sort of back, but nowhere near as bad as it has been. Basically, what I did yesterday, very silly of me, is I wore that scarf, and it's been gathering dust on that hook for probably the last 3 months, and I had it here, right next to my face, for the entirety of Bristol City v Middlesbrough, and I was really struggling, so I'm still suffering as a result of that. And one player, we'll talk about the games in a second. So I think if we just look at my team, so we've done the Eki move, so we'll show that has happened. It will tell me I've got no money to make it, but I've obviously already done the move, so I don't have to worry about that. So Eki is in. Obviously, it's saying I'm short of cash, but I'm not. And then the other two moves I could make are Rice in and Cunha. I've got plenty of money to do it. That would be my team next week. And I don't know about you guys, I think there's a genuine question as to whether Eki is the best captain next week. You know, with the injuries that Liverpool now have, I don't think Isak's going to be back for a little while. You've got to think Eki is probably on the pitch for 90 minutes. And also, with no Szoboszlai, who's obviously he did pick up his 5th yellow. I'm just going to confirm that. Pretty sure he picked up his 5th yellow. Yeah, 5th yellow card. Eki is probably going to take penalties. I don't know about McAllister. I think it's a bit to say he's definitely going to take penalties is a bit too much. I think it could well be Eki with just how good he's been for Liverpool this season. I think there's an argument that he could take one. Is he the best captain with that in mind? Is he better than Haaland against Forest away? It's a question, isn't it? It's a question. But yeah, that could be my team next week. Obviously, Cunha with Newcastle at home is not amazing, but Newcastle are, interesting. I don't really look into that, Nixie. I put myself, right, in the Liverpool dressing room, and I think, you got no Szoboszlai. Who you back in to take your penalties? I think Eki I think he's up there, mate. I really do. And then Cunha's got Wolves. I mean, just targeting Wolves is the way to go, isn't it? Anthony Gordon could be an option. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that could be my team next week. And I've already, obviously, like I said, made the early move to get Eki in. I'm just going to check something a sec. Gordon or Bruno G. I'd probably favour Gordon, to be honest. But yeah, I just think Newcastle have so many options in those forward positions that it's really hard to nail down who's going to play every game. And I don't necessarily think you can say Gordon he's one of Eddie Howe's favourites, no question. But I don't think you can say he's nailed on. And I would also question, do you think Gordon keeps penalties when Wissa's on the pitch? Probably, actually. Abda, just because it's AFCON, I think the only Everton player I'm personally interested in is Pickford. And then you've got to say Tarkowski as well, I think. Because with Branthwaite coming back, I don't think Michael Keane is a particularly good option. Should we talk about the games? We're how long in? 10 minutes in. We'll talk about the games, and then we've got a quiz. So obviously Newcastle 2, Chelsea 2. Not too much to say on that one, other than Voltemada. I'm really sorry if you were watching my deadline stream and I told you that Voltemada was probably not the best option for this week, and then he goes and scores 2 goals. The fixtures for Newcastle do look good as well, don't they? Burnley, Palace, Leeds, they're decent. Yeah, sorry about that with Voltemada. Gordon with 2 assists, although I still think Wissa is going to impact Voltemada's minutes. It's just going to happen. So you are playing a minutes game with Voltemada now. Chelsea goal for Reece James. He's been amongst the points recently. 8, 6, 6, 7, and obviously a 0. So every game he's played, he's done really well. João Pedro with a goal. He's not an option really, is he, anymore? Down to 7.2. Palmer with an assist. So that's, 1 goal, 1 assist. Little bit of a return. And minutes getting better. He played 79 minutes against Newcastle. What else we got in there? That's probably the main talking points, really, isn't it? No clean sheet for Newcastle, but obviously they're a bit weakened defensively at the moment. Yeah, that's probably it. Bournemouth won, Burnley won. Only real talking point from this game, I think, is Semenyo, isn't it? You know, Semenyo scoring against Burnley. A lot of people using Semenyo for a one-week punt. That's obviously 2 goals in his last 2 games. But both goals coming from 0.13 expected goals in both games. So, yeah, he's obviously an overperformance of his data and some this season. 8 goals from 5.4 XG. But he's got 4 yellow cards. I'm just not sure about Semenyo. He's probably a keep, but he's probably not a sell, but not a buy. And then Senesi, once again, points dodging. Was on for a good score, and then obviously that didn't happen. It's probably the main talking points, really, isn't there? Anything else you guys want to say about Burnley, Bournemouth? You're not picking any Burnley assets, really, are you? Let's be honest. I'll tell you what, guys. I did not expect Sunderland-Brighton to be a 0-0 game. That was a bit of a surprise. I think those that have got Sunderland defenders and Verbruggen in goal probably quite happy with that. Verbruggen, 11 points in that game. He's done pretty well this season as old Bart Verbruggen. I think Ben, who's been in the chat, has got Verbruggen as well. Good to see you, Paul. Good to see you, Glenn. By the way, sorry, I've not been reading the chat very well this one. Much to say about Brentford. Sunderland, Brighton. Other than that, I don't think so. Sorry to be a bit negative, but it wasn't exactly the most exciting game. We had Man City 3, West Ham 0. Killed me, did Haaland as the triple captain. I mean, it was the biggest points projection game and biggest goal projection game of the season so far for both Haaland and Man City. So yeah. Lewis Potter with 2 goals for Brentford against Wolves. Wolves just are the whipping boys of the Premier League, aren't they? And Thiago started. A lot of people obviously were questioning whether Thiago would play, given that Keith Andrews said he picked up a heavy knock last week, but he played. Didn't do anything, though. And I think, well, I've sold him already. Kelleher, though. Someone's saying Kelleher, your GOAT. 13-pointer for him. Obviously, penalty save. Did he actually save the penalty, or was it a penalty miss? I can't remember. But, yeah. He was the top goalkeeper for predicted points in Gameweek 16 to like 20. And I think he's probably got on that with Wolves' 13-pointer there. It was a save. Fair enough. Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't it? I saw it. Strand Larson, little P-roll, crappy penalty. I remember seeing that. Liverpool 2, Spurs 1. Obviously, Spurs with 2 stupid red cards. I mean, Xavi Simons and Romero deserve, I don't know. What can you say about Spurs, right? They just do it to themselves every season, don't they? I feel a little bit for Thomas Frank. I feel like both of those players really let him down yesterday. Isak Ekitike goals for Liverpool. Obviously, the main talking point with Isak is as soon as he scored, he went down injured, or pretty much went down injured. So, yeah, not great on Isak. I think he's going to be out for a little while. Looked quite serious, to be honest, with what happened to his ankle. Ekitike, he's probably going to be the main number 9 now for Liverpool, isn't he? What's that? 5 goals in his last 3 games, and he's got Wolves and Leeds at home coming up. I think the signs are pretty good that Ekitike is a good buy in FPL at the moment. Very happy to own him. I don't regret the early transfer before his price went up. Romero. We don't talk about Romero, do we? We don't need to talk about Romero. Spurs are they're still a team to target, aren't they? Let's be honest. Arsenal 1, Everton 0. Obviously a penno from Gyökeres that bloody Saka gave him. So, I mean, it just reduces Saka's appeal greatly, that, doesn't it? I think we can no longer say that Saka is on penalties. And I think that greatly reduces his appeal as an asset in FPL, especially when Rice is putting up the points that he is. He got an 11-pointer yesterday, despite only putting up 0.25 expected goal involvements. And I think with the way that he scores points in FPL, it doesn't really matter who he faces. Even if it's a tough game, he can get DEFCON bonus points, you know, all that stuff. Assists from corners, especially when Gabriel comes back. I think Rice is probably a must-have in FPL at the moment, to be honest. I might make a video on that to go out on a Christmas Day. Little must-have video in FPL. And then the shock result of the day, Leeds beating Crystal Palace 4-1, which was very surprising considering the entire starting 11 of Crystal Palace got a rest in the week. Glasner named his team before the game week even started, and they lost 4-1. Calvert-Lewin, absolutely outrageous. So he has scored 6 goals in his last 5 games. Crazy. no one's considering him an option in FPL that I've seen. I'm certainly not. But yeah, DCL, fair enough. Devaney took the penalty and scored it for Palace. Yellow cards for Lacroix, Gahey, Wharton. Palace just not at it, were they? What's quite embarrassing is I made a video last night talking about how I still think the Crystal Palace defence are worth picking. Maybe even double Crystal Palace defence as well. And I still probably stand by that, to be honest. It was just an off game for Palace. I'd still back their defence in the long run, particularly just considering, you know, the prices that they are in the game. And I think Leeds is not an easy fixture. So one thing I'm learning at the moment, I think, is Leeds is not necessarily a team to target. So yeah, especially at Ellen Road, they're pretty good there, aren't they? It's quite nice to see as well that under Daniel Farke, they're getting some results at Leeds, because he was obviously under pressure, and I thought it was really unfair on him that he was under pressure, because I'm not sure what more he could be doing, really. He's done a good job at Leeds, and I hope they keep him as a manager, because he seems like a good bloke, does Daniel Farke. So we've got 2 games left. Villa, Man United, Fulham, Forest. I sold Raul Jimenez to get Cherky in this week, so you know exactly what's going to happen on Monday. Raul Jimenez is going to score a hat-trick and absolutely kill me. Looking at the remaining players I've got Joachim Andersen, Elliot Anderson and Bruno Fernandes still to play. I don't think they'll save my rank, but I think I should hopefully end the game week still in around 300k. We'll see how we go with that. That's probably everything I wanted to talk about, really, in terms of fixtures and results. Does anyone want to do a quiz? Let me know in the chat if you want to do a quiz. Let's do a quiz. Okay. Sorry, I was just typing something out on Twitter. Before we get into the quiz, I just want to say a couple things. What you're looking at the moment in terms of where I'm looking at my ranking stuff is Fantasy Football Hub. There's a link in the description for you to sign up. If you want to see the kind of points projections, a tool to make your transfers in, see your live rank, etc., Fantasy Football Hub, I think, is the place to go. I use it on pretty much all of my reaction streams. Sorry, bear with. I just need to blow my nose. I've been a bit slacker on advertising them, because I think prefer to really advertise when they've got an offer on to try and help you get the best deal. So what they're doing is they're offering a Christmas comeback offer where if you don't improve your rank after using Fantasy Football Hub, you'll get next season completely free. So if you fancy that offer, take a look. I also just want to quickly talk about it before I sneeze. I think I'm going to go into my long neck. I'm going to go into a series of sneezes. Bear with. Right, there we go. So yeah, I've started a little joint project, the FPL Cartel, with my good mate FPL Tom. He'll either have a video out or be streaming. Get some nutrients now, mate. My sneezing was caused by this bloody scarf yesterday when I was wearing it at the football. It was covered in dust. I didn't realise, and I had it sat by my face for 2 hours, and I'm really struggling. We don't talk about VPNs on this channel. I don't have a deal with a VPN company, and I prefer to take the Jose Mourinho stance on the VPN issues, where if I speak, I will be in trouble. So I prefer not to speak. I'm just not going to say anything on it, if that's okay. No, it's not my mic. I promise you, it's this scarf that I wore yesterday. Yeah, FPL Cartel. It's an exclusive Discord. Both me and Tom are in there to help you with your FPL teams. And we also release an exclusive podcast once a week together. So if you like both of us as content creators, there'll be a podcast with the two of us together every week. So if you, yeah, I've got some allergies, Jamie. But yeah, if you fancy that, there's a link to sign up in the description. We're also running a 2-week free offer as well, if you fancy checking it out before you actually sign up. Right, that's ads over. Thank you for listening to my adverts. Okay then, quiz. So this question is similar to what we ask on other ones, but I do have some different questions this week as well, if you're getting a little bit bored of the trend of questions that I usually ask. So the first question is, who is the top scoring player this game week so far? The answer, for those of you that knew or didn't know, is Keane Lewis Potter. 21 points for him this week. Fair enough. Who is that, is the next question. Who is that? I'm going to run through this quickly because I think I need to get off stream to sort myself out. I'm sneezing like a madman now. The answer is Calvert-Lewin. So well done everyone that said Calvert-Lewin in the chat. You are totally correct. Next question. This is an interesting one. So Semenyo has had a ridiculous amount of price changes this season in FPL so far. But exactly how many price changes has he had so far? It might actually be a different number to the one I'm about to share with you, because he may have gone up again. Let me just check. He's gone up again. Okay, so it's add 1 to the total you see here. So on December the 19th, there was a tweet to say he had 18 price changes. He went up from 7.5 to 7.6. But he's gone up again. So he has now had 19 price changes this season. So if anyone knew that, well done. Anyone tell me who that is? It's Anthony Gordon. Well done, everyone. One more question. Sorry, I was just sorting out my lighting. I have 58 points this game week so far. Thank you everyone for taking part in the quiz. I think because of my current sneezing situation and for the sake of your sanity, I'm probably going to leave the stream there. Hopefully that was a good little run through of the week. I talked about an early transfer I made to get a TK in. He's a captaincy shout, I think, for next week. Looked at the fixtures, did the quiz. I'll be fine, Jamie 40. I'm still struggling after what I went through yesterday with that dusty scarf. We'll be fine, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it. What else have I got to say? That's it. I'll be recording a quick little players to buy YouTube short. So that'll come out, and then I'll have a video out this evening. I'm debating. Don't know whether you guys would want an ultimate guide video or an essential players in FPL right now video. One of those two is probably a good video to make, isn't it? So yeah, I'll be out tonight with a video, whatever happens. And I'll see you later. Cheers for watching, everyone, and good luck for the rest of the game week.